Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Imagine the city not as it is now, with its neon lights and rushing sirens, but as a living, breathing forest of stone. We are traveling back to a time in the early 1800s. New York was a low-slung world of red brick and white marble. The streets were paved with Belgian blocks that dampened the sound of horse-drawn carriages. Imagine standing on a quiet corner in Greenwich Village. The houses here, the federal-style row houses, are humble but elegant. They have high stoops to keep you above the dust of the street. Feel the texture of the hand-carved wrought iron railings, cool and solid under your palm. The city is small, intimate, and quiet. There are no shadows from skyscrapers yet, only the long, golden reach of the afternoon sun. As the years drift by like slow-moving clouds, the city begins to grow taller. We move to the Gilded Age. This is the era of the poison apple fears you heard of, but also an era of architectural magic. Look up at the Dakota Building, standing lonely against the Central Park skyline in 1884. It looks like a castle from a dream, with its gables, high roofs, and deep, dark balconies. Imagine the soft glow of candlelight flickering in those high windows. The architects used thick, heavy stone to keep the world out. Inside, it is silent. The walls are 3 feet thick. It was built for peace in a growing world. Then, the Art Deco era arrives, the 1920s. The Chrysler Building rises like a silver needle. In the moonlight, its stainless steel crown glows with a soft, ethereal light. It isn't just a building, it's a monument to the stars. The gargoyles on the 61st floor aren't monsters. They are silver eagles, watching over the city as it sleeps. The elevators are lined with exotic woods, mahogany and walnut, giving off a faint, earthy scent. Everything is crafted by hand. Everything has a soul. As we leave the silver eagles of the Chrysler Building behind, the night air becomes even cooler, even more still. We are walking toward 42nd Street now. The city around us is changing again. The shadows are longer, deeper, and more blue. Before us stands Grand Central Terminal. But do not think of it as a busy station. At this hour, in our journey, it is a cathedral of stone. Walk slowly through the massive oak doors. Your footsteps on the Tennessee marble floor do not clatter, they hum. The sound travels upward, rising toward the vast, turquoise ceiling. Look up. Above you, 1,000 stars are painted in gold leaf, depicting the constellations of the winter sky. Imagine the artists, high on their scaffolding, carefully brushing each star into place while the city slept below. The air in here feels different. It is thick with the scent of old paper, polished brass, and the faint, dusty warmth of history. There is a deep, resonant silence here that feels like a physical weight, pressing gently against your shoulders, grounding you. We move toward the center of the hall. The four-sided brass clock atop the information booth glows with a soft, amber light. The hands of the clock move with a rhythmic, silent grace. Time here does not rush. It flows like a slow, deep river. You are standing in the heart of a giant, and yet, you have never felt more at peace. Outside, the Empire State Building begins to rise into the clouds. We watch it grow, stone by stone, beam by steel beam. Imagine the men who walked those high wires in the 1930s, moving with the quiet confidence of birds. The limestone walls of the building are cool to the touch. They have absorbed the secrets of 100 years. As the fog begins to roll in from the Atlantic, it wraps around the base of these stone giants. The streetlights below become soft, blurred circles of light. The city is no longer a place of movement. It is a place of rest. The architecture is your protector. These walls were built to last. We leave the high, golden halls of the station and find ourselves walking toward the water. The city behind us is glowing like a dying ember, but ahead, the path is blue, cool, and vast. Before us rises the Brooklyn Bridge. In the darkness, its massive granite towers look like ancient gateways, carved from the very bones of the earth. As you step onto the wooden slats of the pedestrian walkway, notice the sound. Thrum, thrum, thrum. It is the heartbeat of the city, a low, rhythmic vibration that travels through the soles of your feet, grounding you, calming you. Look up at the web of steel cables. In the moonlight, they look like the strings of a giant harp, waiting for a silent wind to play a midnight melody. The wind here carries the scent of the deep Atlantic, cold, salty, and ancient. It brushes against your face like a silk veil. Below, the East River flows in silence, a dark, swirling mirror reflecting the stars. You are suspended between the sky and the sea, safe, held by the strength of stone and steel. We turn back now, moving toward the green heart of the city, Central Park. But the park at night is not a place of movement. It is a place of absolute stillness. We walk across the Bow Bridge, its cast iron curves reflecting perfectly in the black water of the lake. There is no ripple, no sound, only the reflection of the surrounding buildings, standing like silent guardians in the mist. The architecture here is made of nature and stone. The Bethesda Terrace, with its hand-carved tiles, feels like an underground palace, cool and echoing. Imagine the shadows of the carvings, the patterns of leaves and birds, frozen in stone, watching over the night. As we find a bench beneath an ancient elm tree, the city lights in the distance begin to dim. One by one, the windows of the skyscrapers go dark. The giants are closing their eyes. The stone is resting. The steel is quiet. You are here, in the center of it all, and there is nothing left for you to do but breathe. The story of the city is etched into every brick, every beam, and every shadow. It is a story of lasting, of standing still, and now, of peace. Let the mist wrap around you. Let the silence of the stone become your silence. The city is asleep, and now, so are you. We leave the shadows of the park and look up one last time at the city that never truly sleeps, but is now perfectly still. The modern skyscrapers, made of glass and light, rise like pillars of ice against the velvet sky. They are the new cathedrals, reflecting the moon in their polished surfaces. Think of the millions of windows, each one a tiny amber glow, a signal of a life, a dream, a story. The architecture of the present, joined with the architecture of the past. The old red bricks, the silver Art Deco steel, and the glass towers of today, all standing together in a silent brotherhood of stone. The city is a tapestry woven over hundreds of years. Every beam, every rivet, every hand-carved stone was placed there for you to create this sanctuary of history. You are surrounded by the strength of the ages. You are protected by the walls of the giants. The hum of the city is now nothing more than a whisper. It is the sound of the wind moving through the canyons of Manhattan, a soft, steady sigh. The weight of your body feels heavy and relaxed. You are sinking deeper into the quiet. The history of New York is now your history. The peace of the stone is now your peace. Everything is exactly as it should be. The lights are dimming. The echoes are fading. The city is dreaming. And now, so are you. Sleep now. Sleep in the heart of the silent city. We stand now at the very edge of the silence. Behind us, the deep green shadows of the park. Before us, the long, silver avenues stretching out like ribbons of moonlight. The city, in this moment, is not a place of movement. It is a place of deep, abiding memory. Every building we see, every archway, and every stone has a heartbeat of its own, a slow, rhythmic, pulse that matches your own breathing. Let your mind drift toward the Woolworth building. In the daytime, they call it the Cathedral of Commerce, but at night, it is simply a cathedral of dreams. Look up at the intricate, cream-colored terracotta. It looks like lace woven from stone. Imagine the artists over 100 years ago carving these tiny details, these Gothic arches and gargoyles that hide in the shadows. The material is not cold. It is warm. It holds the memory of the sun, releasing it now into the cool night air. The towers reach up, piercing the soft, gray clouds. You are safe here in the shadow of this giant. It has stood for a century, and it will stand for centuries more. Now, we float slowly toward the west side. The streets here are narrow and lined with the famous brownstones. These are the homes of the dreamers. Feel the texture of the Indiana limestone stoops. The stone is heavy, dense, and incredibly solid. It was pulled from the earth millions of years ago to become a sanctuary for the people of this city. Every step you take on these Belgian blocks is a step back in time. The stones are worn smooth by the passage of millions of feet, but tonight, they are only for you. The sound of the city is now a distant hum, like the sound of the ocean in a seashell. It is a lullaby written in stone. The arches of the bridges are the doorways to the next world, the world of dreams. You are walking through those doors now. The architecture is fading into a soft blue light. The details are blurring into a gentle, peaceful mist. There is nothing left to see. There is nothing left to hear. There is only the quiet, the eternal quiet of the silent city. Stay here in this moment. Let the weight of the history and the peace of the stone carry you down deeper into the dark. The city is dreaming, and so are you. The city is dreaming, and you are part of the dream. Sleep now. Sleep in the heart of the stone. Sleep in the spirit of the silent city. We leave the open avenues and move toward the grand stone steps of the New York Public Library. Two massive lions, carved from pink Tennessee marble, sit in eternal silence, guarding the entrance. They are the sentinels of the night. Their manes are smooth and cool, weathered by 100 years of winter snow and summer sun. As we enter, the air becomes heavy and incredibly still. It smells of ancient parchment, polished oak, and the faint, sweet scent of beeswax. This is a fortress of thought. The architecture here is meant to hold the weight of the world's stories so that you don't have to. Walk through the Rose Main reading room, where the ceilings are so high they seem to touch the stars. The grand chandeliers glow with a soft, amber light, casting long, flickering shadows across the thousands of gold-leafed books. Find a chair, a heavy oak chair that has been here for generations. Feel the grain of the wood under your fingers. It is solid. It is unchanging. Outside, the first drops of a midnight rain begin to fall. You hear it first as a soft pad, pad, pad against the tall, arched windows. The glass is thick, and the sound is muffled like a heartbeat under a blanket. The rain begins to intensify, turning into a steady, rhythmic hush. Listen to the way the architecture reacts to the water. The rain pings off the copper roof of the library. It splashes softly against the marble steps outside. It gurgles through the old stone gargoyles that lead the water away from the walls. The city is being washed clean. Every brick, every beam, every secret is being touched by the cool night rain. You are inside, warm, dry, and completely safe. The sound of the rain is a barrier between you and the world. It is a curtain of sound that wraps around the building and wraps around your mind. The rhythm is steady and constant. Hush, hush, hush. It tells you that the world is taken care of. It tells you that you can let go. Imagine the water running down the sides of the Empire State Building, slicking the limestone and making the steel glow like a mirror. Imagine the rain falling into the dark waters of the Hudson, creating a million tiny ripples that disappear as quickly as they form. The architecture is a vessel catching the rain and holding the silence. As the rain slowly begins to taper off, a thick, white fog rises from the damp streets. It curls around the base of the lampposts and clings to the wrought iron railings. The city is now a ghost of stone. The edges of the buildings are soft and blurred. The light is a gentle silver haze. You are deeper now in the heart of the quiet. The books on the shelves are like 1,000 voices, all whispering at once. Sleep, sleep, sleep. The architecture has done its job. It has held the night, it has held the rain, and now it holds you. The city is a story that is almost finished. The last page is turning. The ink is drying, and the silence is final. Let your breath be as slow as the rain. Let your heart be as steady as the stone. You are the dreamer, and the city is your dream. Good night to the lions. Good night to the stars. Good night to the silent stone city. The rain has stopped now, leaving behind a world that is polished and shimmering like a dark jewel. We are standing high above the city on a balcony made of cold, smooth limestone. The air is thin and sweet and perfectly still. This is the blue hour, the time between the stars and the sun, when the sky is the color of deep, deep indigo. Look out over the horizon of the stone forest. The skyscrapers are no longer giants. They are ghosts. Their outlines are softened by the morning fog, which drifts through the streets below like a slow-moving river of milk. The architecture has become one with the air. There is no hard edge, no sharp line, only the gentle, rolling curves of the mist meeting the solid, eternal strength of the stone. You can feel the city settling into its final rest before the light returns. The buildings are like old friends standing in silence, waiting for the day, but holding on to the peace of the night for just a few more moments. Think of the foundation beneath your feet. Thousands of tons of steel and rock rooted deep into the ancient granite of Manhattan. It is unshakable. It is permanent. And you are held by that same strength. You are as solid as the stone. You are as quiet as the mist. You are as peaceful as the blue sky above. The story of the stone is over. The echoes have all found their home. The architecture of the night has provided its sanctuary, and you have accepted it. Your journey is complete. Slowly, let the image of the city fade. Let the blue light turn to a soft, dark gray. Let the memory of the bricks and the marble and the steel dissolve into the warmth of your bed. There is nothing left to hold on to. There is nothing left to see. The city is silent. The stone is still. The giants are asleep. And you are home. As the final shadow disappears into the night, let your mind drift into the great, deep ocean of sleep. You are safe. You are loved. You are at rest. Good night, New York. Good night to the world. Good night to you. Sleep now. Sleep, sleep, sleep.